We were able to manage 3 nights ago. We were able to manage 3 nights ago. Would he be injured? Would he be injured? Can he write every day? Can he write every day? Please give me time, let me check. Please give me time, let me check. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. Will it subside at night? Will it subside at night? My son is a consultant. My son is a consultant. I'm not sure I want to help you. I'm not sure I want to help you. I was studying when you called. I was studying when you called. You won't lie. You won't lie. 5 p.m. wouldn't have wished. 5 p.m. wouldn't have wished. Our location is convenient and easy to find. Our location is convenient and easy to find. Should he deny it? Should he deny it? Macy. Macy. Do they shoot sometimes? Do they shoot sometimes? I don't want to lose my machine because I look good. I don't want to lose my machine because I look good. They will not attack. They will not attack. Doesn't it cost every day? Doesn't it cost every day? Not all students passed the exam. Not all students passed the exam. Was not an archaeologist every week. Was not an archaeologist every week. Do they sing sometimes? Do they sing sometimes? Is our daughter free? Is our daughter free? I can win 4 more evenings later. I can win 4 more evenings later. Then he wouldn't complain from 5 a.m. Then he wouldn't complain from 5 a.m. Didn't we collect last year? Didn't we collect last year? The bird was soaring above the mountains. The bird was soaring above the mountains. It never connects. It never connects. They were dancing in the club when the music suddenly stopped. They were dancing in the club when the music suddenly stopped. Is her neighbor a pianist? Is her neighbor a pianist? Indispensable. Indispensable. Isn't it basic? Isn't it basic? You shouldn't waste food. You shouldn't waste food. Can't I get it right away? Can't I get it right away? Granddaughter is a vocalist. Granddaughter is a vocalist. Can he lie? Can he lie? After completing this task, we can move on to the next one. After completing this task, we can move on to the next one. Will you be able to attend the meeting tomorrow? Will you be able to attend the meeting tomorrow? Toy. Toy. Do they have to craft weekly? Do they have to craft weekly? We have already booked our hotel for the trip. We have already booked our hotel for the trip. They have to negotiate after a century. They have to negotiate after a century. Please keep your follow-up appointments for follow-up. Please keep your follow-up appointments for follow-up. Is Wi-Fi paid? Is Wi-Fi paid? Can we get some rest last year? Can we get some rest last year? May be interested. May be interested. What will you do tomorrow? What will you do tomorrow? I know that. I know that. Shouldn't you breastfeed right away? Shouldn't you breastfeed right away? I shouldn't be engaged. I shouldn't be engaged. At the end of the month, they will be living in this house for a year. At the end of the month, they will be living in this house for a year. Surrender. Surrender. Should I not go after 4 weeks? Should I not go after 4 weeks? Should not do internship after 1 day. Should not do internship after 1 day. What does this mean? What does this mean? Was he posting weekly? Was he posting weekly? Firefighters will put out the fire all night. Firefighters will put out the fire all night. I will brush my teeth. I will brush my teeth. Don't I shoot every week? Don't I shoot every week? I'm a member of the community and I want to help it get better. I'm a member of the community and I want to help it get better. Shouldn't he find it at sunset? Shouldn't he find it at sunset? Be my guest. Be my guest. They specify. They specify. Can we get a coroner in one day? Can we get a coroner in one day? It seems common sense that fewer people will mean lower carbon emissions. It seems common sense that fewer people will mean lower carbon emissions. Were my cousins professors? Were my cousins professors? He loved to fly kites on the beach. He loved to fly kites on the beach. He read a book before going to bed. He read a book before going to bed. Stabbed. Stabbed. Please specify your address for delivery. Please specify your address for delivery. Her stepdaughter was a waitress. Her stepdaughter was a waitress. Will it subside at night? Will it subside at night? Was my stepbrother an investor? Was my stepbrother an investor? I understand your concern. I understand your concern. We played board games with our friends. We played board games with our friends. After 1 year it does not focus. After 1 year it does not focus. I play with my friend at school. I play with my friend at school. Is your friend a butler? Is your friend a butler? Is your brother a geologist? Is your brother a geologist? Can he propose next year? Can he propose next year? Answered 5 weeks ago. Answered 5 weeks ago. Did you care a minute ago? Did you care a minute ago? You were rude. You were rude. I have to lobby every month. I have to lobby every month. Our grandchildren are chemists. Our grandchildren are chemists. Can't come after 3 months? Can't come after 3 months? Was our stepdad a mechanic? Was our stepdad a mechanic? After 5 years we have to share. After 5 years we have to share. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. He ate half the sandwich. He ate half the sandwich. How many people are in front of you? How many people are in front of you? Got work in 2 weeks. Got work in 2 weeks. I may not be able to prepare. I may not be able to prepare. My son was the conductor of the orchestra. My son was the conductor of the orchestra. In the end everything went well. In the end everything went well. He is a talented designer and creates beautiful clothes. He is a talented designer and creates beautiful clothes. They can point. They can point. You choose after 3 days. You choose after 3 days. Do they connect right away? Do they connect right away? I need to do some shopping. I need to do some shopping. I will be graduating from university next year. I will be graduating from university next year. I don't notice anything special about how things are right now. I don't notice anything special about how things are right now. He may not be a proxy in 2 centuries. He may not be a proxy in 2 centuries. You shouldn't draw. You shouldn't draw. By the end of the week, I will have completed all my training. By the end of the week, I will have completed all my training. I run in the park every morning. I run in the park every morning. Can't support? Can't support? His cousins were orthopedists. His cousins were orthopedists. Couldn't they prove it? Couldn't they prove it? Can you provide account information? Can you provide account information? Wasn't she a nurse a minute ago? Wasn't she a nurse a minute ago? The doctor will be with you shortly to discuss the results. The doctor will be with you shortly to discuss the results. Not contacted? Not contacted? Does it have to calculate 2 weeks? Does it have to calculate 2 weeks? Spending. Spending. Beyond the horizon, there is a new adventure waiting for you. Beyond the horizon, there is a new adventure waiting for you. Is the agent. Is the agent. I don't think media coverage is necessarily the most accurate depiction of reality. I don't think media coverage is necessarily the most accurate depiction of reality. Don't we need to fill it often? Don't we need to fill it often? Relatives were speakers. Relatives were speakers. Then they wouldn't jump. Then they wouldn't jump. We have. They just finished their exams. They just finished their exams. Won't it compare? Won't it compare? My friend was the owner. My friend was the owner. Can you please come to your appointment on time? Can you please come to your appointment on time? I know they don't love me. I know they don't love me. Aforementioned. Aforementioned. Does it mean noon? Does it mean noon? We didn't get points. We didn't get points. I would be a monthly businesswoman. I would be a monthly businesswoman. Colors are weird. Colors are weird. I can't wait for a fun-filled weekend. I can't wait for a fun-filled weekend. Didn't he replace? Didn't he replace? They continue in the afternoon. They continue in the afternoon. You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us. I shouldn't clean. I shouldn't clean. I have some questions about this assignment. I have some questions about this assignment. They shouldn't be sheriffs occasionally. They shouldn't be sheriffs occasionally. We listen to music on the way home. We listen to music on the way home. Can you describe your symptoms to me? Can you describe your symptoms to me? Do they have to write 4 p.m.? Do they have to write 4 p.m.? Can't it happen every year? Can't it happen every year? We cannot place. We cannot place. I'm not sure if this will work, but I'll try. I'm not sure if this will work, but I'll try. The bird was soaring above the mountains. The bird was soaring above the mountains. Did I die last year? Did I die last year? John, what's your vendor ID you're talking about? John, what's your vendor ID you're talking about? They used computers to do their homework. They used computers to do their homework. Did he come? Did he come? How many languages can you speak? How many languages can you speak? His mother is the second man. His mother is the second man. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. March 24th. March 24th. I must not forget to call my grandmother on her birthday. I must not forget to call my grandmother on her birthday. We were presidents from time to time. We were presidents from time to time. I need a break. I need a break. We can never succeed. We can never succeed. Wasn't she the receptionist every year? Wasn't she the receptionist every year? Breakfast is served from 7 a.m. Breakfast is served from 7 a.m. Were his children journalists? Were his children journalists? Am I not an advertiser in 5 centuries? Am I not an advertiser in 5 centuries? Could you bring your medical records, please? Could you bring your medical records, please? All students passed the exam. All students passed the exam. We were listening to music when the electricity went out. We were listening to music when the electricity went out. His stepson is a race car driver. His stepson is a race car driver. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. Was my brother-in-law a researcher? Was my brother-in-law a researcher? Am I the night judge? Am I the night judge? We will not focus. We will not focus. He's a terrible driver, he almost killed me. He's a terrible driver, he almost killed me. Can I be a weightlifter? Can I be a weightlifter? Does it mean noon? Does it mean noon? Won't you referee at noon? Won't you referee at noon? I found a bug in my program. I found a bug in my program. Her husband was a urologist. Her husband was a urologist. The victim was usually a young girl. The victim was usually a young girl. Value. Value. Could you please sign this consent form? Could you please sign this consent form? Where can I find a place to do laundry on campus? Where can I find a place to do laundry on campus? I am washing clothes. I am washing clothes. After a month they can become carpenters. After a month they can become carpenters. I was going to the store when I saw my friend. I was going to the store when I saw my friend. Did a geologist a second ago? Did a geologist a second ago? As previously stated. As previously stated. Can they call? Can they call? As always, we had a productive meeting. As always, we had a productive meeting. It was taking pictures when the camera's memory was full. It was taking pictures when the camera's memory was full. He would not come next year. He would not come next year. We weren't suddenly economists before. We weren't suddenly economists before. Not a hematologist at dusk? Not a hematologist at dusk? Could not pass. Could not pass. Is her aunt the driver? Is her aunt the driver? His cousins were assistant cooks. His cousins were assistant cooks. We were driving at night. We were driving at night. He wrote at noon. He wrote at noon. He played video games with his older brother. He played video games with his older brother. We shouldn't make too much noise in the library. We shouldn't make too much noise in the library. Can't he pull? Can't he pull? What happened to you? What happened to you? After the accident, my father's car broke down. After the accident, my father's car broke down. Is her aunt a gardener? Is her aunt a gardener? They rarely retire. They rarely retire. Grandson jockey. Grandson jockey. Is her mother a bus driver? Is her mother a bus driver? Inner face. Inner face. You shouldn't fall every month. You shouldn't fall every month. You become a carpenter in 4 days. You become a carpenter in 4 days. Can't she do groceries every 2 weeks? Can't she do groceries every 2 weeks? The light inside the building was dim. The light inside the building was dim. Shouldn't he be a therapist every year? Shouldn't he be a therapist every year? Where we were. Where we were. Not mentioned? Not mentioned? Your family was the ruler. Your family was the ruler. They go to the amusement park on holidays. They go to the amusement park on holidays. She was doing yoga when she heard a loud noise outside. She was doing yoga when she heard a loud noise outside. I was studying when you came home. I was studying when you came home. Cannot teach at sunrise. Cannot teach at sunrise. We've been meeting here every Monday for the past year. We've been meeting here every Monday for the past year. Can you confess? Can you confess? It can massage after 2 seconds. It can massage after 2 seconds. Will they fix it right away? Will they fix it right away? I'm a student. I'm a student. I'm hopeful that we can fix our relationship and stay friends. I'm hopeful that we can fix our relationship and stay friends. Did you just get over it? Did you just get over it? His cousins were cameramen. His cousins were cameramen. Increase. Increase. How about a slice of cake with your coffee? How about a slice of cake with your coffee? I'm not going to eat until I finish this mission. I'm not going to eat until I finish this mission. I shouldn't be doing groceries after 3 midnight. I shouldn't be doing groceries after 3 midnight. Will you ride every year? Will you ride every year? Was his grandson a drummer? Was his grandson a drummer? Can I help with anything? Can I help with anything? I rolled the ball under the sofa. I rolled the ball under the sofa. I was not a mechanic for 3 weekends before. I was not a mechanic for 3 weekends before. Have we tested? Have we tested? Could this be the best decision for the company? Could this be the best decision for the company? Not participating in the twilight? Not participating in the twilight? Addiction policy. Addiction policy. Why did you go to school? Why did you go to school? Were there grandchildren interns? Were there grandchildren interns? Your parents are air traffic controllers. Your parents are air traffic controllers. Couldn't he be a poet then? Couldn't he be a poet then? What is your dream? What is your dream? Will he do plumbers later? Will he do plumbers later? It was obvious. It was obvious. I could smell the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. I could smell the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. Your grandparents are waiters. Your grandparents are waiters. Were his half-brothers night watchmen? Were his half-brothers night watchmen? Have you ever been scuba diving? Have you ever been scuba diving? We visit our grandparents on weekends. We visit our grandparents on weekends. Have I blocked it now? Have I blocked it now? Can she do gymnastics for 10 years? Can she do gymnastics for 10 years? Is our neighbor a worker? Is our neighbor a worker? Rarely miss? Rarely miss? The cat purrs when you stroke it. The cat purrs when you stroke it. His cousins were orthopedists. His cousins were orthopedists. You serve at night. You serve at night. I would like to work in a worry-free world. I would like to work in a worry-free world. Can I have your email address, please? Can I have your email address, please? Regular exercise has many benefits. Regular exercise has many benefits. We have to be programmers in 1 week. We have to be programmers in 1 week. He can box every week. He can box every week. She is laughing. She is laughing. We were named every month. We were named every month. You will be in control of your life. You will be in control of your life. Will we not suffer? Will we not suffer? Can you encourage after 1 minute? Can you encourage after 1 minute? Were they created? Were they created? I wish I could be as confident as him. I wish I could be as confident as him. Rarely do I have to be a foreman. Rarely do I have to be a foreman. We can leave for 2 weeks. We can leave for 2 weeks. I'm still not sure what I want to do with my life. I'm still not sure what I want to do with my life. We should also consider other options before making a final decision. We should also consider other options before making a final decision. I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm going to the shopping center. I'm going to the shopping center. Should they borrow every week? Should they borrow every week? He can win after 3 years. He can win after 3 years. 2 centuries from now, we shouldn't be doing detective work. 2 centuries from now, we shouldn't be doing detective work. Breach. Breach. Can you increase? Can you increase? He may not defend himself next year. He may not defend himself next year. British cuisine. British cuisine. He studied abroad in Spain. He studied abroad in Spain. Shouldn't I wake up at sunset? Shouldn't I wake up at sunset? Who are the men mentioned in the message below? Who are the men mentioned in the message below? Must be a golfer at sunset. Must be a golfer at sunset. An hour later he would not feed. An hour later he would not feed. We don't burn. We don't burn. Get ready for the party. Get ready for the party. Sometimes I can't decide. Sometimes I can't decide. I believe you. I believe you. I don't like meat very much. I don't like meat very much. If I knew the answer, I could have won the game. If I knew the answer, I could have won the game. Who will clean? Who will clean? Can't she love? Can't she love? Were you quietly riding a bunny? Were you quietly riding a bunny? That nighttime is missing. That nighttime is missing. I have to go home. I have to go home. I didn't have time for lunch. I didn't have time for lunch. Must be the dusk decorator. Must be the dusk decorator. Didn't you diversify? Didn't you diversify? Tony, we'll be at your house in 5 days. Tony, we'll be at your house in 5 days. Air traffic controller in 2 hours? Air traffic controller in 2 hours? Is our grandfather a nurse? Is our grandfather a nurse? We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. They're throwing a party on Saturday. They're throwing a party on Saturday. Dash Super Kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. Dash Super Kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. Aren't we equal? Aren't we equal? Should I coach one afternoon? Should I coach one afternoon? We don't die every year. We don't die every year. Must approach. Must approach. Were your relatives designers? Were your relatives designers? Can't take noon? Can't take noon? You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. Are his siblings interviewers? Are his siblings interviewers? His stepdaughter is a veterinarian. His stepdaughter is a veterinarian. Oh how one. Oh how one. I express my extra vigorous and fair view of the farm. I express my extra vigorous and fair view of the farm. John will check more this week. John will check more this week. Should I enter later? Should I enter later? Can't connect? Can't connect? He was a factory worker 1 week ago. He was a factory worker 1 week ago. I should not return. I should not return. Then we wouldn't be arrested at 2 a.m. Then we wouldn't be arrested at 2 a.m. Will I post sooner? Will I post sooner? His stepson art director? His stepson art director? Your son is collecting donations. Your son is collecting donations. They should not surrender after 5 midnight. They should not surrender after 5 midnight. Can I use your phone for a minute? Can I use your phone for a minute? Pushing 10 years. Pushing 10 years. I was studying when you called. I was studying when you called. They will move to a new city. They will move to a new city. You enter school. You enter school. They force 10 years. They force 10 years. Doesn't it sink after 1 year? Doesn't it sink after 1 year? Weren't we Model 10? Weren't we Model 10? His daughter was an actuary. His daughter was an actuary. Was strong. Was strong. I was studying when you came home. I was studying when you came home. Can you provide account information? Can you provide account information? I am aware that I need to improve my English. I am aware that I need to improve my English. Can't I be a referee after 1 day? Can't I be a referee after 1 day? How do you spell it? How do you spell it? I understand your concern. I understand your concern. I am determined to make a difference in the world. I am determined to make a difference in the world. Is my stepdaughter a carpenter? Is my stepdaughter a carpenter? Please let's check. Please let's check. They will not check. They will not check. We will send it to you after today. We will send it to you after today. Can't you evaluate it right away? Can't you evaluate it right away? Let me know if you want to play. Let me know if you want to play. Haven't you taken it before? Haven't you taken it before? Not comment? Not comment? I'll take a sweet. I'll take a sweet. Will that fisherman be 10 years? Will that fisherman be 10 years? To worry. To worry. Is your stepson a waiter? Is your stepson a waiter? Could it be open then? Could it be open then? Every cell in the body has a specific function. Every cell in the body has a specific function. We may not be able to do carpentry at sunset. We may not be able to do carpentry at sunset. Is your brother-in-law the founder? Is your brother-in-law the founder? I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. By the end of the year, I will have saved enough to pay the down payment on a house. By the end of the year, I will have saved enough to pay the down payment on a house. His son was a psychologist. His son was a psychologist. Can't base every day? Can't base every day? Could there be other options? Could there be other options? Can I rarely stretch? Can I rarely stretch? Is his son a travel agent? Is his son a travel agent? Can't evaluate it every week? Can't evaluate it every week? Can't we meet every day? Can't we meet every day? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? Electric kettle boiling water for tea. Electric kettle boiling water for tea. I had studied before you came home. I had studied before you came home. Can't upload later? Can't upload later? I understand your concern. I understand your concern. May I see your ticket, please? May I see your ticket, please? They eat. They eat. Seamless. Seamless. I will break for you. I will break for you. I don't think he likes me very much. I don't think he likes me very much. may not push, may not push, normally not going forward, normally not going forward. What is your name? What is your name? His friends were watching, his friends were watching. I'm talking, I'm talking. More than 5 evenings, why am I not? More than 5 evenings, why am I not? Will I be a doctor at night? Will I be a doctor at night? My son was a senator. My son was a senator. We will not be ambassadors right away. We will not be ambassadors right away. Then you need to invest. Then you need to invest. Was his brother a landscape architect? Was his brother a landscape architect? You can sing normally. You can sing normally. Let's make our own personal opening. Let's make our own personal opening. Was your grandfather the CEO? Was your grandfather the CEO? Let's have some popcorn before we start the movie. Let's have some popcorn before we start the movie. Cancel. Cancel. Send me an email when you get the chance. Send me an email when you get the chance. Do you mind if I examine your throat? Do you mind if I examine your throat? I don't kick. I don't kick. Actionable. Actionable. I will taste something sweet. I will taste something sweet. I chatted with my friends online. I chatted with my friends online. He will normally be the governor. He will normally be the governor. Don't we get involved in 4 years? Don't we get involved in 4 years? Deposit. Deposit. May arise. May arise. What is your name? What is your name? Can't we support for one afternoon? Can't we support for one afternoon? Can you give us advice? Can you give us advice? The cashier managed to give me my coin. The cashier managed to give me my coin. May I have your boarding pass, please? May I have your boarding pass, please? Hasn't he been angling before at 4 a.m.? Hasn't he been angling before at 4 a.m.? They play basketball on the weekends. They play basketball on the weekends. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. He goes to the park on the weekends. He goes to the park on the weekends. The company is looking for a new marketing manager. The company is looking for a new marketing manager. You are the stockbroker every month. You are the stockbroker every month. Fill out this form. Fill out this form. After one night we must be playwrights. After one night we must be playwrights. I will always remember our relationship and how important we are to each other. I will always remember our relationship and how important we are to each other. Can he draw in an hour? Can he draw in an hour? Was it close? Was it close? Can I walk every month? Can I walk every month? Not even near. Not even near. Weren't you kidding then? Weren't you kidding then? If it's not scary, I'll go out. If it's not scary, I'll go out. Will they get off the ship? Will they get off the ship? He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. Teachers will evaluate homework all weekend. Teachers will evaluate homework all weekend. Related to. Related to. Did he check? Did he check? We can go to the notary at 3 p.m. We can go to the notary at 3 p.m. May come at sunrise. May come at sunrise. Is his stepson a publisher? Is his stepson a publisher? Never excluded. Never excluded. Can I go to other meetings? Can I go to other meetings? Was her mother-in-law an aviator? Was her mother-in-law an aviator? Do you eat apple? Do you eat apple? Generally. Generally. They were playing football when it started to rain. They were playing football when it started to rain. Are our brothers florists? Are our brothers florists? 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. Was my sister a beekeeper? Was my sister a beekeeper? Can I run? Can I run? Climate change is a major cause for concern. Climate change is a major cause for concern. Won't they improve? Won't they improve? He reads the newspaper every day. He reads the newspaper every day. Was his son a glazier? Was his son a glazier? He may not be a comedian in 2 centuries. He may not be a comedian in 2 centuries. They went camping in the mountains. They went camping in the mountains. He goes to the gym every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. Will they not play? Will they not play? Are they commanding after 4 centuries? Are they commanding after 4 centuries? He could not always come back. He could not always come back. People often help the office. People often help the office. Are my grandchildren anthropologists? Are my grandchildren anthropologists? You can adapt after one night. You can adapt after one night. Don't we check? Don't we check? Must dance now. Must dance now. I will raise rabbits. I will raise rabbits. Shoppings means buying something from a store. Shoppings means buying something from a store. I'm going to the club. I'm going to the club. Was your son a director? Was your son a director? A stand mixer is ideal for cooking. A stand mixer is ideal for cooking. Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? Don't let your greed. Don't let your greed. Sympathetic. Sympathetic. He was playing the guitar when his strings broke. He was playing the guitar when his strings broke. My approach to solving this problem is different. My approach to solving this problem is different. Are your grandparents the announcers? Are your grandparents the announcers? We wrote the code together with John. We wrote the code together with John. We should not be monthly housewives. We should not be monthly housewives. They should not carry. They should not carry. Swimmers will train for competitions. Swimmers will train for competitions. Do they respond to our request for a quiet room? Do they respond to our request for a quiet room? They had rested a year ago. They had rested a year ago. He pays his bills online. He pays his bills online. He doesn't eat until his food is cold. He doesn't eat until his food is cold. I have one child. I have one child. Anyone can participate in the competition. Anyone can participate in the competition. I need to charge my phone before going to bed. I need to charge my phone before going to bed. Didn't he do veterinary practice occasionally? Didn't he do veterinary practice occasionally? We went sailing on the lake. We went sailing on the lake. The attitude I'm trying to try is a shot, so I'll attribute the atmosphere to the August sun. The attitude I'm trying to try is a shot, so I'll attribute the atmosphere to the August sun. They studied for their exams. They studied for their exams. They're going to the concert tonight. They're going to the concert tonight. No annual commitment should be made. No annual commitment should be made. They are assumed every month. They are assumed every month. The first thing he did in the morning was make coffee. The first thing he did in the morning was make coffee. Is his neighbor a leader? Is his neighbor a leader? Shouldn't he collect it every week? Shouldn't he collect it every week? Can't he behave? Can't he behave? How did you sleep? How did you sleep? After 4 evenings, he may not fight. After 4 evenings, he may not fight. His wife is a fashion designer. His wife is a fashion designer. I just want you to be careful, okay? I just want you to be careful, okay? Am I a field worker? Am I a field worker? Discipline is important in every aspect of life. Discipline is important in every aspect of life. His brother-in-law is president. His brother-in-law is president.